The Nigerians who are encouraging him now, telling him there is law, there is constitution. By the time they drop him away, everything will pick him up. He will go to jail. You will not see all this. They will only be talking. I've been talking in this country for long. I've been talking in this country for long. Nothing has changed. A lot. The book of lamentation was not written because of Nigeria. We can't continue to lament when we know what to do. You are dealing with a man who brought you to power, and you know the capacity, you know the ability, you know what you can do.
Beautiful. Comrade Roy, I like where you have brought us to now. According to you, Fubara is dealing with the man that brought him to power. Now the question is, should one man in a state where you have more than 7 million people be the sole person to say, this is the governor, and the person becomes the governor? Should one man make make another a governor? Is it right? Are we building a decent political culture where the voice of the people don't matter? And we have a certain system where the leadership or a cabal or just one man manipulates the system and says, you will be the governor, and the person becomes the governor. Is that right? At a time in any human history, there must be one man there. In Rivers State now, we have Wike. In Edo State, very just now, we have Oshomole against Obaseki. This is not the first time we are seeing it. Even in Lagos, we have Abode versus the incumbent president. Let us not pretend about this. Has dismantled the pension board set up by Ebas. What's your reaction? Did they act within the ambit of the law? What do you see coming in Rivers State? Are we going back to the trenches? What do you think is happening in Rivers State?
Everything Wike and Ebas did in the absence of Fubara must be reordered for that man to have his maintain his position as the governor of Rivers State. You know, initially we thought Fubara is going to be a yeoman to Wike and his paymaster, but from all indications, he's beginning to assert himself. You know, yes, he's beginning to act like the governor, and I know with the support of the public and even Rivers people, he will reorder everything that was disordered in Rivers State. He's going to act like the governor that he's supposed to be. I was not surprised then when his Wike lawmakers could not attend the Thanksgiving service, you know, during the independence celebration service that was organized by Fubara.
By Fubara?
Yes. Okay. That is the church service now. The lawmakers in Rivers.
By Ebas?
No. The lawmaker that is in favor of Wike.
Okay. Which service are you talking about?
Last Sunday now there was a service.
Oh, beautiful. Yes.
In Rivers State. They refused to attend. Apparently because of the dissolution of this pension board.
Which took place on Friday.
Exactly. So, you know, it's like they are not happy that what their oga put in place is being tampered with. And that will be the beginning of the problem. You know, I pray that Fubara is going to reveal or reorganize all those things that the Wike and his paymaster disorganized in Rivers State. Because that's the only way he can assert himself. Oh. That's the truth. For them not to have attended that church service tells me a lot. And I knew that something was brewing. The next thing now will be impeachment. For no justifiable reason. That's the truth. The next thing now will be impeachment because they can't place another state of emergency without any justification. That's the truth.
No, Barrister, what do you mean that they can? Okay, without any justification.
Yes.
Now,
I remember last month, this my Doma. He said the book of lamentation was not written because of Nigeria to lament. It's all about lamenting. Lamentation was not written because of Nigeria, my brother. The problem is getting too much. Eh? And now, I disagree with you, what you say, you're the comrade, because this is the problem, reasons why we are here today. But some of the things you say I disagree is the reason why we are here talking about this. Do you understand? You try to promote Godfatherism. It's not helping and it's not going to help. So, anyways, that's why I like Barrister Darlington. It will tell you, when you listen to Barrister Darlington, you'll be able to understand the problem in the country. What is going on? What are these people doing? Do you understand what I'm saying? So, anyways, a lot to say on this video. Just take your time. The video is already long, but just take your time. Watch this video to the end. See what I'm saying. You just tell me your honest opinion. Who you think is making sense here? Who you agree and disagree with? Leave your honest opinion. Your comment is very important. Do you understand? And now, Fubara, what you think Fubara is doing, is about to do. What is your reaction to that? Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Be your guide runner for me. It's only when you subscribe you are helping me to push the video forward and the channel forward. I'll be your guide runner for me. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get to see all dates like this. Very important.
At least you have agreed that was there a justification for the first state of emergency?
There was none.
Okay, there was none. So if there was none, what gives you the impression that it can't happen again?
On what ground will it happen again?
On what ground did it happen before?
The first ground was that there was no governance, and there was a breakdown of law and order.
Okay.
Which,
so are we not back to that stage again, where you see the governor dismantling structures set up by the sole administrator?
Oh my God.
And like you rightly said, the service conducted in honor of the returned governor. The members of the House of Assembly were nowhere to be found. So does it look like there's some kind of piece of the graveyard in Rivers State?
I already know.
Okay.
I already know that something like that will be coming up.
Okay, you saw it coming.
Yes, I saw it coming because the first thing these people did when they resumed plenary was to ask him to bring the list of commissioners for approval. And the last time I checked, Fubara have not done that. He need to sit down and know those to be appointed, not those they handed over to him. Not those they handed over to him. That is the irony here. So the man is taking his time to do his thing.
Okay.
I don't see how that will warrant an impeachment. The next thing now, they will not approve those lists if they bring them. That's it. So they are waiting to lay ambush on him. These are the things that is going to happen.
So Barrister, practically, you are telling us that, all is not well in Rivers State.
All will never be well, as long as Wike is still looking around.
But we hear Wike say there is peace. Peace has returned. We hear Fubara say peace has returned. What kind of peace would that be?
It is the kind of peace Wike always wanted.
To lord it over his godson. And the godson says, no, I'm not going to take this.
Wike's peace is not the ideal peace. His own peace is different from what you and I know as peace. Peace is when you agree to whatever he wants. That's all. That's his own peace. And as long as you disagree with him, there is no peace. Apparently, Fubara have agreed to, whatever they told him. But there are things he cannot agree to. And those the position you cannot come out and say, this is what he did wrong. They can't come out and say it. Like this board now, I'm sure there is something wrong with that board that made the man to dissolve them. There is something wrong about that board. That's the truth. Maybe in time to come, we are going to hear the true story.
Okay, now, Barrister, before we go to Benin City, where we have been joined by Comrade Oriaba, I would like for you to answer this one more question. Fubara became governor at the instance of Nyesom Wike. Wike he didn't mince words about it. He said, I made you governor. If not for me, you wouldn't have been governor. Nobody from your place would have been governor, if not for the intervention of Nyesom Wike. Now, within 2 years, we saw them get into problems and all of that. And people said, look, Fubara, you were quick to act. You didn't even have a political base before you got into that fight. 1 week after resumption of duty from his suspension, we see him start that fight again, more like by dismantling structure set up by the sole administrator, whom we understand was there at the instance of the president. And by extension, a lot of people also believe that, look, Wike was all part of it. Does it look like Fubara is going back to the trenches too early in the day?
No, Fubara is trying to do the right thing for Rivers people. Are you getting what I'm saying? All this
the kind of writing he tried to do before that got both him and Rivers people into trouble.
Now, listen very well. Thunder does not strike twice in a particular place.
Okay.
This talk that Wike brought Fubara to power and order. Who now brought Wike to power? Are you not talking about that?
I think Wike also had problems with people that brought him to power. And Amechi said that, look, Rivers State is the capital of betrayal because Amechi betrayed the person that brought him, and Wike betrayed the person that brought him. Now, Fubara betrayed the person that brought him.
Because those brought in is not constitutional.
Okay.
And it is immoral. Very, very, look, whenever things
why is Rivers State the exception? Because we also have other places where we have Godfathers installed godsons.
It is because the people that you are talking about, they always demand immoral favor.
Who demands immoral favor?
The person that you claim that brought somebody to power.
Barrister, exactly my point. Why is it that it's only in Rivers State that we get to hear of this kind of problem?
It is only in Rivers State that you see such demand like Wike was demanding from Fubara.
Okay.
That is the truth now. And he's not apologetic. Even as at the time this state of emergency was going on, Wike was still upbeat. He was still boasting that if he demands 20 billion to maintain his structure, what is wrong with that? Can you imagine? Is that what you want somebody to approve or sit on? He's not the only one. Now look, who brought Wike to power? In fact, who kept Wike alive? Is it not God? Why is he not thinking of all those?
Barrister, it is God that keeps all of us alive. We are talking in practical terms here.
In practical terms,
God keeps all of us alive.
Those things does not apply.
Okay.
Mr. Okoro, let me tell you authoritatively. God has a way of doing his own thing.
Okay.
Are you getting what I'm saying? How did Jonathan become the president of this country?
Okay.
Did he spend 1 naira?
So what is the role of God in all of this? Are you saying that God is happy with what is going on in Rivers State?
No, God can look. That's what I'm telling you. God said that He will use the foolish things to confirm the wise.
Okay.
Whatever happened, the hand of God is there to expose both Wike and Fubara, and then Rivers people will now choose.
Barrister, Nigerians have been waiting for that hand of God for the past 65 years. Now let's go to Benin City, where we've been joined by Comrade Roy Oriaba. Now, Comrade, I'm sure you have followed the conversation. Last Friday, Sim Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, who just resumed from his suspension, dismantled the pensions board, dissolved it, the pensions board that was set up by the sole administrator, Ibokete Ibas. And a lot of people are saying, look, the members of that board was practically at the behest of a certain man who is trying to control or who controls the politics of River State from Abuja. What is your reaction to what has happened in River State? Does it paint a picture of what is to come in River State? Is Fubara going back to the political trenches? What do you see? What do you know? What do you think is going to happen?
You know, I have personally watched the situation in River State.
Okay.
You agree with me when Fubara was called back in this program? I talked to him. I saw the notice to him that this is his second journey. You cannot hit my goat twice and call it a mistake. Wike cannot, Fubara cannot continue to be creating chaos where there are none. Fubara is a man who boasted that, do you think my power, even when people were mobilizing and supporting, he said, do you think I still care for that outfit? My office has since my spirit has since left there. But all of a sudden we saw him with his two legs begging from one corner to another. Begging from Lagos to United Kingdom to Abuja, looking for anybody who will help him to reach a Wike presidency. So governors also told us that he was wanting to go and meet his godfather. There was a point where he had to go on his knees. He had to go and meet him in his bedroom. Why is he not coming out to be proving the obduracy, the mission of obduracy he hit out to a back door that is not favoring him? Is he going back there again? This is the second opportunity was given to him. This second opportunity, if he don't use it well, I pity him. I pity him because Nigeria is an unusual place until we understand that. When I hear people are talking about constitution, they talking about law. I begin to wonder, isn't that in this country? A man was suspended for 6 months. I did not see the judiciary. I did not see the law. I did not see the lawyers. I don't know what they want to bring again. That was how they push Fubara. A very weak and a shallow thinker who is a stranger to principle evaluation and critical thinking. That was how people encouraged him to fight his godfather. They pushed him to him when he got there. How many people were with him when he was removed, suspended, and the state was subject to an emergency rule? What was the fate of Fubara? It was moving from one corner to another, moving from one pillar to pole, looking for who will help me to reach out to his boss. I see no reason why he went back on this mission again. Because all the opportunity was given, he sat down with his boss and they have an understanding. And the working document and the formula was presented before him. And he does it that he wants to come back. What is he trying to do? Do you think Rivers is not the only state in Nigeria that they will Fubara and co continue to drag us back? In that issue, he admitted and he agreed with the principle which is in Wike. That's why his level of ingratitude he demonstrated. Wike seems humble himself to say, let's come back. I see no reason why he's been fighting this kind of fight. People pretend too much in this country. That's my concern. We pretend too much. As if
nobody's pretending. We know that these things exist. My question is it right? At what point should we start dismantling all of this and build a decent political culture where the people go to the polls and decide this is the person we want to be our governor, and not one man anointing another person and saying this should be the governor? At what point should we start getting it right?
My brother, let me tell you. Before you pick this your job, I will not be surprised. Somebody must have endorsed your floor for you. Somebody must have recommended you. We can recommend Fubara. I expect you should know, it should remain that loyalty.
I'm sorry, comrade. There are different ways of getting employment. I mean, I could have seen an opening somewhere and I applied. Nobody must have. Somebody must recommend me.
It is not the right of my
qualification and the values that the company saw in me.
The one man supposed to do that. You will not first of all take inventory of what it takes to be a governor, to contest for any position. Look at the volume of money. Fubara was a civil servant.
Comrade Roy Uriah, Nigerians understand all. Comrade, excuse me, comrade. Excuse me, comrade Uriah.
They will spend it, and you
Comrade Roy, can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me out? All the explanations you have made, I understand. The guest in the studio understands. Nigerians understand. Simple question: is it right? That system, the process that you have enumerated now, is it proper? That is the question. Is it right?
The reality, I'm telling you, the reality about Nigeria is what I'm telling you, not what is documented in anywhere. What is the constitution? What is documented? So we're telling you the naked reality about Nigeria today. That one man had the power to make anybody governor. He will come to power. Heaven will not fall because heaven have not fall before. Let us encourage Fubara to keep on to what they have, the understanding. Fubara, what Fubara needs now, he needs encouragement. I was even thinking that Fubara, before he assumed, he came back for this second opportunity. He's supposed to undergo some psychological therapy. He's supposed to undergo some evaluation because the way he was talking what he said is not fulfilled. Nigeria, the more you are shameless in Nigeria, the more you are saying Nigeria politics. Therefore, don't bring morality into it, don't bring righteousness into it, don't bring decency into it, don't bring transparency into it. That is the Nigeria we have built for ourselves over the years, and that is what is sustainable. I expect that to be loyal to Wike. Anything different, it should just go home and
all right then. Thank you very much, Comrade Roy Oria. But we'll come back to you in a moment. Now, the barrister in the studio here seems to disagree with you. Barrister.
Completely.
Okay, so what's your reaction?
My reaction is that, look, when you are talking of a decent society, it is the people that decide where they want to go, not one man. The Western world that you are talking about today, who is that political father in America today? Or in UK? Or in Canada? Do they have such a useless culture? Godfatherism. You bring somebody to power, this and that.
And you say, I made you governor. Or you are going to be the governor.
This is the thing we should be frowning at. Frown at it, disagree with it. Don't support it, because after Fubara, this same man will now try to impose another person. I mean, it's not proper. Let us not encourage the bad culture. Let us not, please. The money he was spending, is this his money? Is it not River State money? The last time I checked, Wike did not come from a background of affluence. Wike was a nobody until Jonathan's wife. Jonathan's wife brought him to limelight. Since that time, have you heard the Jonathan or the wife imposing anything on Wike? Oh, yeah, tell me. Tell me. So why are we supporting this bravado coming from Wike? Everybody that wants good things for Nigeria should, in fact, you should renounce this nonsense called Godfatherism. I'm telling you, we are creating a monster that may consume all of us. Imagine if he succeeds with what he's doing now. That means every other person in each of the states will now grow horns, and become a unicorn or a monster. In fact, I like he was answering hippopotamus from the river. What kind of thing is that? With the river's money? Or is it his own money? These are things you should be asking yourself. We should discourage this thing. That is the truth. The board was dissolved, yes. Was it proper? Yes. It is his right to choose those he will work with. To choose those who are going to key into his vision. Wike's vision is gone with his own tenure. Why must he impose himself on Fubara? That is the question here. You put everything in place so that when he comes, you do for what? No, for what? The man has no mind of his own. What if the people that were put in place are people that have selfish interests? You want him to work with such people so that he will be a governor? Let him do the needful. After all, if P2B did not challenge his impeachment in Anambra, he wouldn't have become the governor. That is the truth. This time around, look, people are wiser. People are wiser now. All those nonsense about agreement or whatever, MOU, is nonsense as far as I'm concerned. It shouldn't happen. We should not encourage Wike to be doing what he's doing. What are you telling me? In the history of River State and Nigeria, what happened in River State have never happened. And we want to encourage it. For what? Why would Wike be boasting? I made you a governor. And people are listening to him. You made him a governor with your own money or with the River State people's money. The lawmakers you bought the form for, is it with your own money or with River State money? These are issues now. Let Wike tell us his background and how affluent the family are. To be talking anyhow. To be talking anyhow. And people are celebrating him. What form of shape?
All right. Now, Barrister, talking about the dissolution of the pensions board, I want to ask you, from the legal point of view, the sole administrator conducted local government election, weeks before Fubara resumed office, Now, do you think that Fubara, does he have the powers also to say, look, these local government elections, I'm going to conduct fresh ones? Or does he have the right, or is it only the court that can say, look, that can declare that election invalid?
These are the area I wanted the Fubara to tow. Okay. Some of the illegality that was carried out in his absence, he should challenge them in court. Let the court tell us that, yes, this thing is valid under a democratic setting. Okay. Let him challenge it in court first. Okay, so he cannot cancel it by fiat? No, he cannot. He cannot, but he can challenge it. Because it was court order. Exactly. He can challenge it. He can challenge it and see whether it is proper that Abbas did all he did. To make matter worse, they are now saying that nobody should probe Abbas and his tenure. His 6 month tenure in River State. Can you imagine? Complete illegality. All right. Now let's go back to the comrade in Benin City. Comrade Roy Oriabo, talking about Fubara going back to the trenches too early. Do you see him going back on trying to vacate the local government elections conducted by Abbas? Do you see that coming? What are the possibilities that he could even go to court or circumvent the process to say, look, we need to conduct new local government elections? Yes, comrade, sorry, I would like for you to hold on to your line of thought. Let's take a call shortly and we'll come back to you. Good evening and thanks for calling in. Your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Abba. I'm calling from Paris, France, but I'm originally from Maiduguri, in Borno State.
Beautiful, Abba. Thanks for calling in. 1 minute, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me?
See?
Go ahead.
Fubara does.
Yeah, I just called to salute our uncle, Barisa Nagumo. We really enjoy his analysis and his views. So yeah, just to tell him kudos, and kudos to you also, Mr. Okoro.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abbas. Thanks for calling. We appreciate your call. Now back to
Yes,
you,
sir.
Comrade. Okay, back to you, Comrade Roy Oriaboy. Go ahead, sir. You have the floor.
Fubara does not have the constitutional right to dissolve a local government in Rivers State.
Okay.
Because some persons went to court to challenge and court pronounced that the election can go ahead. Fubara lacked the power to single-handedly dissolve a local government administration in Rivers State. If he dare do that, he will give room for anarchy. And we appeal to the House of Assembly to immediately impeach him. Because we can't continue to build on illegality. If you listen to Fubara when he came back from that emergency room, he praised the presidency intervention, particularly the president. He hailed it to heaven, how he protected his office, how he was able to work for peace to return. Why is he not going back? Why is he joining us back? Keep on to just a little agreement understanding. You are coming back again, you want to whip us sentiment. What kind of what society are we? You have to. It is the money you will. You can't not just be crabbing down, but you get to the middle. You say I cannot no longer crab the tree. It is when you know they say crab this tree. You look at it, say I cannot crab this tree. But when you get to the middle of the tree, you say I cannot longer fall down. You will lose the battle. Fubara, if he continue like this, he's going to lose the battle. I appealed to him the other time when he was come back. Not to listen to Nigerians. The 6 months he was asked, how many Nigerians paid him for solidarity meeting? How many Nigerians work for? He doesn't were threatening we will do this, we will do that. Do they do anything? Those who say we will go to court, they don't get to court. Even those who went to court, was the judiciary able to make any pronouncement? This is the society we are. Until we accept that this reality first, we'll be able to forge ahead. If we don't understand the reality, we'll keep on braving ourselves. A two-gentleman agreement was reached between Fubara and the Godfather. It's not supposed to be bothering us. If Fubara is not forgetting now, parabolating and dilly-dally, we will not be discussing this. We will be discussing spending our energy, discussing
Comrade Roy Oriabo, a lot of Nigerians will be taken aback when you say it is normal for two men, one godfather, one godson, to reach a gentlemanly agreement on how to share the spoils of Rivers State.
What is the
And I go back to the question I asked you earlier. Is it right? What kind of political culture are we building?
Constitutionally it's not right. Politically, it's right. I listened to Mr. Darity when he said, which word do you hear about Godfather? America as a country very just now. We saw Donald Trump and Elon Musk. They were fighting over sharing formula. The records are there. Elon Musk agreed that I funded you. I know I meant you to be the president. We should not, even when we were growing up in our school days, we have a senior president we are looking up to. We have a younger one we try to mentor. Is it because we have this word Godfatherism? I think we have misapplied it. That's why it became an issue. You must have somebody you are looking up to. When I was growing up, I was always looking at Khalifa when he made his activism. This is one of the men who gave me inspiration. If he were to be alive, I would call him my godfather. Does that mean that is there anything wrong with that? Is the way about we have managed ourselves? If you have an understanding with somebody, keep it to it. As soon as Fubara could come want to portray Wike. Do you know Wike as a bad person? Do you know how many enemies that Wike had to because of Fubara? What are we saying? Fubara was the man who told us, all of us, he's no longer trusted in that office. He's saying another thing, he's doing another thing.
Okay. All right. Comrade Roy, let me stay with you. I'd like for us to go to Abuja. I'd like for us to go to Abuja, where a court has declared Professor Patutomi's shadow government illegal. Is the shadow government illegal according to what you know? Hello, Comrade, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Now, a federal high court in Abuja, presided over by James Omotosho, says that, look, Patutomi, the shadow government you are trying to promote is illegal by the books of our law, by the Nigerian laws. What's your reaction to that? Is it some kind of?
Of course, it's illegal.
Okay.
Our constitution never recognizes a shadow government or a parallel government. Okay. If a court allowed that to prevail, there will be anarchy in the land. How can we have a constitutional authority? You want to have a parallel? You understand the principle of parallel organization. You know what they mean by shadow government. If you want to have a shadow government, you don't need to announce it. Since you say you want to help the government, you have a way to come up with policy. Be criticizing government and be providing solution. By the time you are saying you want to have a shadow government, you are undermining the constitution of Nigeria, and there is no court that will grant that for you. Therefore, I expect Patutomi to think above this level. Listen, we don't need more progress.
Okay, so for you, the difference is between word and action. You can go ahead and criticize the government, but you don't have to form a shadow government.
Anytime, are we not criticizing government? We are always criticizing government.
So what is the duty? What is the responsibility of opposition? Does the constitution recognize opposition parties?
Opposition party have nothing to do with a shadow government or a parallel government. A shadow government is different.
Do you think that a shadow government is a parallel government? Do they have authorities? Do they have authorities?
Even when they just use that term parallel government, use shadow and stroke.
No, comrade, you said that the shadow of government, that they are trying to run a parallel government, and I'm saying does a shadow government equate to a parallel government? We know what both of them.
Of course.
So now the shadow government, do they have authority to execute policies?
We are only talking about the beginning. We don't know what it will metaphor into. Therefore, it is better for we to the Nigerian Constitution and the Nigerian judiciary to just halt it now. Even when I listened to Patuto in one of the programs here, he did say that there was a time they also had a shadow government in the Yaradua government, even in Buhari government. It was not on us. They go to this infrastructure, they come back with it. Under Jonathan, they have it. That was how they were able to come up with APC. That was not busy thing about it. They did not announce it. They did not go to the one and say we have a shadow government. Within themselves, they were planning things and they were working. That metamorphosis to APC that we have today. Therefore, why are they talking us about the shadow government? Anybody who hear a shadow government will be thinking that they want to create anarchy. You will be thinking that they will have another president, they will have another governor, they will have another vice president.
Okay, all right. Let's get the opinion of the lawyer here in the studio. Barrister Darlington, what's your reaction to the court's decision on part determining shadow government?
The unfortunate thing is that when it comes to matters that favor APC, the court will find a way to justify it, and make the opposition or whoever went to court against APC look like a fool. In reality, APC formed a shadow government in this country under Jonathan. It's on record. In fact, Amechi announced it. The person in power today, he was part of it. They were sabotaging everything Jonathan put in place. They never agreed. And so it was all well and good at that time. Take, for example, the fuel subsidy. Was it not one of the big reasons why they were campaigning against Jonathan and even went to Ojota? As at that time, it was all well and good. People were on their own side. In fact, if Nigerians know what they want, they should be angry with APC for deceiving them. The same fuel subsidy has been removed almost 4 times under APC. From Buhari to Tinubu. And yet, no solution, no solution. Meanwhile, when PDP did it in office, they were up in arms. They were up in arms with serious propaganda that Nigerians were brainwashed. By now, I don't know why Nigerians are now asking APC. Is this the same subsidy Jonathan removed that you people almost killed him in office? If Jonathan had been allowed to remove this subsidy, maybe they would have done it in a more humane manner that nobody will cry foul. But look at what is going on today. Yet Nigerians didn't see any reason to say, no, this is not what we want. So, all the while APC was sabotaging PDP, telling us that they have alternative, criticizing them without conscience. Everything PDP put in place, they were providing the opposite, telling Nigerians the opposite. Now, all their lies have been exposed. Mr. Okoro, all the lies of APC as an opposition party have been exposed. Now, we want peace. Mr. Okoro, we now want peace in Nigeria. But when APC was hitting the polity, creating lies, spreading rumors, spreading lies, spreading falsehood all over the place, Nigeria didn't need peace that time. But now that the real problem is staring us in the face, they say nobody should talk. Nobody should criticize them. Nobody should do anything to sabotage them. Whatever you do now is seen as a sabotage. Meanwhile, you are providing an alternative, better alternative for that matter, which they don't have. So what is anybody saying? All the other infractions APC have committed against our constitution and against our laws. Why is the court not talking about it? The state of emergency in Rivers State, was it justified? Why is it that up to today, this same Nigerian court have not attended to that matter? So that it will curb the excesses of any other president that will come and use state of emergency to achieve political end. Is that not what this court should be doing? They shut down Pat Otomi's suit. How about other matters? How about other matters, Mr. Okoro, that will help our polity, help our democracy? Why is the court not attending to them? If they shut down this thing that happened in Rivers, what will happen? Because from all indications, we know now that thing was not justified. All these things that people are saying, there will be peace in Rivers. Was there any crisis in Rivers? They just created it to justify their action. You know, when you want to hang a dog, you give it a bad name. That's what happened in Rivers State. There was no crisis in Rivers State.
But Barrister, this court judgment, does it fit into the broader plan, into the broader assertion by Nigerians that, look, this government
they don't want opposition. It's as simple as that. You can see it happening. Gradually, unfortunately, myopic Nigerians are not even seeing it. That is what when a dictator wants to come up, it doesn't come up in one fell swoop. No, gradually, he'll be taking away the institutions, harassing the institutions, intimidating them, pocketing the institutions, then brainwashing Nigerians. Gradually, we'll be doing all these things. By the time he has collected everything and put in their pockets, okay. What else are you going to say?
The comrade in Benin City, raised something that is quite instructive and scary as well. He said, look, if the government allows this opposition, to stay, the shadow government to stay, they might one day constitute themselves into a parallel government. But we have in the UK, where the opposition between the Conservatives and the Labour always have a shadow government. We haven't seen that happen. Barrister, if you factor in, our political level of our political development and all of that, do you think by chance that a shadow government could in any way constitute a threat to national security?
It will not. When you are afraid as a government, you become paranoid. That is, you become afraid of your own shadow. If anybody want to do something that your first point of thought will be, this is a coup against us. They want to take over power from us. But you did all these things under the PDP, and nobody harassed you, nobody intimidated you, nobody arrested you. Yet Nigeria, heaven did not fall. Why are you not allowing it now? Where it happened in UK, fine. It is what's it called? It's a parliamentary system. Don't you have parliament in Nigeria? No, don't you have parliament in Nigeria? Why do you have opposition? What is opposition supposed to do? Is it because you are hearing a parallel government, shadow government? Those ones are just semantics and nomenclature. In reality, did the part to Tommy call himself a president? Does he have his own military? I mean, all the institutions of state, did you see it in that shadow government that he talked about? Shadow government, in fact, in the days of when we were in Patito's gang, you can even see that as a shadow government. I was a member in the 80s. We were providing alternative solutions, dissecting the government policies and providing the way forward. In that particular platform. That is what you're supposed to be doing as an opposition. It's not about shadow. Did you see where they have an office? Where you have their own Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Education. Because that's what they do in a parliamentary system where you have shadow government. Part of Tommy did not set up such a thing. So what is the fear all about? The erudite professor was talking of what? Alternative to your policies that are hurting people. And that's a fact. Go and look at what he was talking about. Did he form his own army or police? So what are you talking about? Even in UK, where you have a parliamentary system, the shadow government is to work. Look at government policies and offer what alternative view. That is what they are doing. That is,
all right.
So anybody who wants to do this type of thing, is that person sabotaging the government?
Okay, Barrister, now let's see what next step Pat Tommy and his group will take regarding the court judgment, whether they will appeal it or not. Now, I want for us to stay within the political arena where Goodluck Jonathan is holding talks with ADC again. Last week, he met with interim national chairman of the ADC, David Mark, and the leadership of the party. Comrade Roy Orihabor, what is Jonathan looking for? What does he want? He's meeting with ADC. Jerry Ghana says Jonathan is going to run on PDP platform. But Jonathan is holding meetings with David Mark and others. What does he want? Can you tell?
What he's looking for is very direct. He must have, he forgot something in Aso Rock. He wants to go back to God.
Oh my God, a lot of things has gone on in this country. A lot of things. Number one, to start with, we all know this before, that all those people that Wike or the board, Wike and so administration, it's not going to work. Sin Fubara cannot work with those people. It's if another problem will start, it has to start. Yeah, Wike and those who have already achieved their aims, but Sin Fubara, you don't expect Sin Fubara to work with everybody that these people has appointed a position in different places. He's not going to drink, and he can't even drink water. He can't drink a wine, for example, if he drinks wine in his office because of these people. He will be surrounded with a lot of sacrifice, propaganda, the Gandhists. He can't do anything. So he needs to have his own people to work with, people who he has vision, the same vision, who he can control, not control per se, who he can work with, who they can reason, share the same ideas. So these people, they do not have the same vision with Sin Fubara. Probably they are not even competent, because in the name of Oga, bring these people. They are not going to do, they are not going to be loyal to Sin Fubara. They are not going to give that respect to Sin Fubara. After all, it is not Sin Fubara who brought them in. It is the master who installed them. Be competent or not competent, qualify for it or not. So you are not expecting Sin Fubara to work with all of them, even if he has to retain some of them. Not all. It's not done anyway. Constitutionally, no constitution. After all, is it the constitution? If there was a constitution, there was democracy, there was rule of law, would he have been removed from the office? No. So if this is going to lead to anarchy or another problem again, or lead to Sin Fubara being impeached from the office, let it go on. So you don't expect Sin Fubara to just cooperate with all of them and all the board and let everything continue like that. So it's not going to work. Sin Fubara is doing the right thing. Let this lead to another problem. Fine. So, and you talking about Godfatherism is what you say, that every country, everywhere Godfatherism exists, blah blah blah, all those things is a problem we are facing today because of this Godfatherism. Is what Sin Fubara were trying to stop. If Sin Fubara, like I have said in my previous videos, If Sin Fubara has succeeded, it would have been okay. And if we have constitutions, if laws are truly working, if we are ready as a country to move this country forward, Sin Fubara, what he was doing, it was on his right. Right? If we Nigerians have supported him, talking about the institutions, judiciary, the National Assembly and the rest, if they have supported Sin Fubara to resist Wike, pull Wike to where he belongs, Sin Fubara would have been succeeded, and there would have been no Godfatherism in Rivers State. Do you understand? And a lot of governors would have followed Sin Fubara footsteps and put them where they belong, so that the issue of fatherism that is killing this country will stop. But now he succeeded. Other governors now, they don't take a step back, 2-3 steps backwards. They're not going to do anything now. They are scared. Do you understand? So we don't need Godfatherism. We don't need somebody to say, I put you there, it was because of me. Why do you campaign for it? Why do you come telling me about it? They should have just as well not doing election, not doing anything on that day. Just you appoint the person and let everybody move on. Since the election does not count, it's all about Godfatherism, giving you mantle of leadership. Any other thing is zero. So it's not working. It's a problem we are facing today. They are loyal to their masters, not loyal to the citizens that voted them in. It shouldn't be so. They should be accountable for the citizens. They should be questioned. They should be, at least, if it was because of citizens, they feel that, oh boy, you see these masses, so they are the reason why I am here. Otherwise, if they come against me, next election, I'm not going to win. They will sit up and do the right thing at least. But now, it is not by the thousands who came out in mass to vote for them. They do not regard those people, who came out to vote for them. They do not regard us as anything, as they don't see us as contribution to the process of them becoming the governor or becoming the president. Why? Because it is only one man who has been able to convince every institutions to make sure they pull that person there, which is not so. That person will always be loyal to him rather than loyal to the citizens. That's why the democracy is the no rule of law, and the citizen can't question the person. It's annoying. All this is something we should all rebuke, that we don't want it. But hey, how do we do it? It's by institutions. The institution has been pocketed by some individuals. The judiciary is not a joke. It's not a laughing stock. People take them for granted. All the judges. It's a monetary institutions. National House of Assembly is the same thing. All those things. Where in the UK would you say, it is me, I put you there. Go there. Nobody can challenge you. In the US, I put you there. In Canada, Australia, Austria, Germany, all those, I put you there. No. Who put you there? What for what? You challenge you. You don't have any right. You come, you contest for it. The citizen has to assess you. We have to scrutinize and make sure you are qualified for it before we give you our vote. You need to tell us with assurances that this is what you are going to do, and we need to see the evidence. And if you misbehave in that office, we have right to chase you out. That's how it should be. That is the only way to move the country forward. But today, APC is zero. We live under APC who are scared in every corner. They are panicking. All they focus on is winning election for Tinubu 2027. Now, they are not thinking about any other thing. Institutions broken. It's another person that will come and restore everything that are broken under Tinubu. It's a shame, and it's not helpful. Nobody supporting this. It should stop. So, that is just it. Anyways, what do you think? Please leave your comment. And don't forget to share. Now, like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be your guy now.